Are you having a hard time putting on your eyebrows? I used to be there too. Keep on watching, I'll show you how I do mine. If this is your first time seeing me, hello, my name is Pamela. I am the Gothic Pixie here on social media. I'm a makeup artist and I just love teaching. After doing skin prep and applying foundation and concealer and color correcting and all that good stuff, the next thing I like to do is get a clean, dry spoolie brush and brush out the eyebrows. Brush up and out. And one secret hack that I learned very recently and wish I knew a lot longer is to get some translucent powder and a little fluffy brush. Blow off the excess and just brush a little bit over your eyebrow. Natural eyebrow oils can tend to go down into your eyelid, and if you notice, no matter what you do, your eye makeup just starts to crease more than normal. That's probably why. Now, if your natural eyebrow color tends to be a little bit lighter than the hair color you have now, feel free to go darker. It's best practice to start off going light with like a taupe or a soft brown or a blonde, and then build up from there. We're gonna need a angled brush. The smaller the better. Brow gel, brow powder. You can even use your eyeshadow palettes depending on what color you want to use. As mentioned before, it's best practice to start off with a lighter color and build up with your darker tones depending on your makeup. I know I'm gonna eventually go dark with my makeup today, so I am using a dark brown powder from my eyeshadow palette. We're gonna take this powder and we're gonna mark out the eyebrow. Go with the inner corner of our eye or rest it on your nose, whichever works, and we're gonna put a dot. And then we're gonna do an angle from our lip over the nose to make sure our arch is where it needs to be. And then the end of our eyebrow should end at the very end of our eye. And since it's powder, it will blend out nicely. We're going to get our mirror. We're gonna look straight at the mirror and we're going to softly mark out underneath with the powder. We're just tracing it out and blocking it out with powder so we can blend out and work darker and make sure things are nice and perfect. We're gonna go softly to the top. If there's anything missing, we're just stamping it on there. We're essentially doing this little X right here, which helps us do the outer part of our eyebrow. And we're not drawing on top unless we wanna go especially fun and go super thick. We're going natural today. And now we're going to draw up with the residue that's already on the brush. I haven't gotten anything more. We're just gonna brush upwards to fill that gap. Spoolie brush, soft brushing with the very tip of our spoolie brush, which will essentially soften and distribute the powder we just drew on. Brush it out in the direction that you want this arch of your eyebrow to go. And now we can go darker. Grab our eyebrow pens, our eyebrow gel, whichever you want to do. I am gonna take my eyebrow gel just a little bit. We'll be drawing in the spots that are missing the hairs. And usually an eyebrow is really, really dark and concentrated the closer to the arch to make that more defined. It's like a gradient out in both directions. So I'm starting where I have that missing spot of hair and softly filling it in. And if you are lucky and have darker eyebrows, thicker eyebrows, bushier eyebrows, I highly recommend using brow glue before doing any of this because it will show you your hairs in seamless lines, and all you have to do is draw between the lines. As we get to the corner, smaller strokes. And all I'm doing is grabbing tiny little bits and rubbing it back off so it's not too dark. It's better to go build on the darkness than it is to remove it, especially if we've already done our complexion. Now when we go back in the corner, if we have any missing hairs and you want to be even more fine, you can get a finer brush. You can use your brow pencils, your brow pens, your felt tip brow pens, whichever you want to do that makes you feel comfortable. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. We'll just do soft strokes in an upward motion to mimic those hairs that never grew back when we went nuts with the tweezers as teenagers. Get the same spoolie brush we used, soft strokes again. Any mess ups, if we get overdrawn with the powder, just get your sponge with a little bit of your foundation residue that's still on it. Just tap that out. And this is why I usually do powder first, because it's easier to remove. Translucent powder, very small amount. Tap off the excess as if you're like, there's nothing left, there can't be anything left. We don't need that much, just to set it. And we are done. And now we just do the same to the other brow. Listen to your goth mom when I tell you there is no right or wrong way to do makeup. As long as it shows up the way you had imagined it to be in the beginning, that's all that matters. Be confident, have fun, and if you've learned something new, let me know in the comments. Will you be giving this tutorial a try?